Well, the first race at Scottsville this afternoon will go to trainer Dennis Dreyer, teaming up with jockey Sean Cormack. Well done to Mr. and Mrs. Euster, of course, with the son of Captain L, bred by Claverflay Stud. And as I mentioned in the preview, there was no shortage of confidence from the stable. He looks like a nice horse, and he's come through to make a winning debut. Thanks for the confidence, Den, and this was expected?
Yes, no. We thought he'd be very hard to beat. And once again, sure, thanks to Ingrid, Marcus, Derek, and the whole Claverflay team. I was lucky with this colt. We missed one or two at the sale, and Marcus and Derek said, look, don't worry, we've got a colt for you on the farm.
Yes.
So, big thank you to them, sure. And this is the colt they sent me from the farm. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And let's hope we just continue going in the vein of form that we are in at the moment. I'll be very happy.
What about the run from the third horse, racing in the colours of Winston Star? You'd be chuffed with that because you thought this may need it?
Yeah, no, Winston should be happy with that. I said to him that we'll just show him the ropes. 1,000 may be a little bit sharp for him. And very, very happy with the outcome of the race.
Before you leave us, you got an odds-on favourite, I think, in the third race and a few other runners then?
Yeah, well, look, these, I'm a little bit forced to run the big horse in the 1200 because every time I put him over ground, he drew in the bush.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get away with it. I think we will. And let's hope it all goes well.
Thanks for that, Dan. Lovely. Nice start to the stable of Dennis Dreyer. Let's get Sean Cormack in. And Shawnee, before we touch on the win, let's firstly touch on the track. Quick.
I didn't think it was all that speedy, They've obviously done a bit of watering and, yeah, nice cushioning. Nice track today.
Take us to this run. At one stage, it looked like the Cotson horse was going to give you a bit of a run to the line.
To be honest, I was hoping for a bit of company. This horse, he was out there. He came out the gates and he just veered right with me. He was very green. He was running in snatches. He was out in front the whole way, and it was his first run. So, he was entitled to be a little bit lost. And I heard him coming, but he wasn't close enough for my horse to rally and to put his head down and to challenge. But he'd done enough to win the race, and he's got loads of ability, so I wasn't too concerned about the challenges around me.
He looks like a lovely horse just on looks and temperament, etc. And he give you a nice feel, obviously. And compared to the other 2-year-olds, he's up there?
Well, I think the world of him. I think he's a really smart horse. But 2-year-olds are like. They've got to fulfill the potentials, and I just hope he does, because what he's shown us, he's a really smart sort, and if he does fulfill those potentials, the Eusters and Derek and them, they're all going to have a lot of fun. He's a really nice horse.
Before you leave us, the balance of your rides, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the filly in the next is a nice filly, but I don't know if she's ready to win. But she's a really nice filly. The horse in the third, I think he's a really smart horse. I just, obviously, reiterating what Mr. Dry said, it's a little bit sharp for him. We put him in a couple of miles and 14s, but he just didn't draw, and we weren't going to take the chance. So we're just hoping that the 6 is not too quick for him. And Racketeer Blues he's in the 9th, and he's got plum draw of 1, and it's not the strongest field. And if he just brings his best form to the course, I think he'll win. But he's got to do that first. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank, obviously, Marcus and Ingrid and Derek. Just thank you very much for their support.
Before you leave us, so your family attend the final field announcement yesterday. Nice to have the wife and the kids there. But you ride for Justin Snate, run for it. You must be over the moon with the draw, number 1. And number 2, you ride one of the more fancied horses in the race.
Yeah, it's ended up that way. Run for it. He wasn't a contender a few months ago, and obviously since he's gelding, he's put his act together, and he's opened a few eyes, and people have noticed him, and obviously he's earned his place, I think, in the July. And I took my little lucky charm Blaze for the draw. I don't overuse it. I just take him on this.
Saw that.
And it worked out. We got a really plum draw of 1, and with full marks to Justin, he picked 1 and 2. I mean, how can you predict those sort of things? And I think my stable companions, he's going to be a huge danger.
Thanks for that, Sean. All the best for the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure chatting to Sean Cormack. And 1, 3, 5, and 4 will be your provisional result, race number 1.